advancing the payment. You front the game and shoot what said as you claim it. It's that Xbox, spin the block, his legs live. Fast talking, no riddling, moonwalking, selling moon rock just to make dividends. You in traffic with family? That flash making a portrait. Gun kick back, now grannies from porches. David on the sea, you know that it's scorching. What's the man with king? No response to the saying, advancing the line, advancing the payment. You front the game and shoot what said as you claim it.
You already know the time, told my boys to hold the line. We gon' shoot it out in seconds, leave you posted like a vine. Bow your head down to the king, leave your roses at the shrine. We stay ready for the war, just need the king to drop the sign. Say what you running from, what you running from? I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? Said what you running from, what you running from? I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? This what you wanted. This what you wanted, huh?
What's a man or a king? Response to the saying, advancing the line, advancing the payment. You front the game and shoot what said as you claim it. It's that Xbox, spin the block, his legs live. Fast talking, no riddling, moonwalking, selling moon rock just to make dividends. You in traffic with family? That flash making a portrait. Gun kick back, now grannies from porches. David on the sea, you know that it's scorching. What's a man or a king? No response to the saying, advancing the line, advancing the payment. You front the game and shoot what said as you claim it.
You already know the time, told my boys to hold the line. We gon' shoot it out in seconds, leave you posted like a vine. Bow your head down to the king, leave your roses at the shrine. We stay ready for the war, just need the king to drop the sign. Say what you running from, what you running from? I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? Said what you running from, what you running from? I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? This what you wanted. This what you wanted, huh?
What's a man or a king? Response to the saying, advancing the line, advancing the payment. You front the game and shoot what said as you claim it. It's that Xbox, spin the block, his legs live. Fast talking, no riddling, moonwalking, selling moon rock just to make dividends. You in traffic with family? That flash making a portrait. Gun kick back, now grannies from porches. David on the sea, you know that it's scorching. What's a man or a king? No response to the saying, advancing the line, advancing the payment. You front the game and shoot what said as you claim it.
You already know the time, told my boys to hold the line. We gon' shoot it out in seconds, leave you posted like a vine. Bow your head down to the king, leave your roses at the shrine. We stay ready for the war, just need the king to drop the sign. Say what you running from, what you running from? I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? Said what you running from, what you running from? I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? This what you wanted. This what you wanted, huh?
Peace and blessings and welcome back to Xbox Frontline News with who? Your boy, the King. And on this incredible Tuesday, this day is the day that the Lord has made. As I crack that door open, you know who the hell I am. I'm him. And I've been telling you for a minute what it is, what it's gonna be, and where we're gonna get to. But if you didn't know, now you know it's the best Xbox show. And I don't care who feelings I hurt today. Why? Because I said so. There's some shakeups going on. There's some heat in the streets. And I got to give a shout out to Magnum Force for showing up. You the first one in the door. I'm going to tell you, my guy is cooking in the background. K&N Affiliates is in the building. Tons of you are here. I got to give a shout out to legendary Obi, George Parcells, Eric Vaughn. Eric, y'all are doing the Lord's work. Jared, what's going on? What is that? Produce Dash, Be Nice. Yes, we are here. Let's kick it out. Let's get it to everybody. Let's make sure this works. You know why? Because Xbox is on one. Xbox is on one. Xbox is on one. Now today, we started to see movement. You said, what did I do to my boy Solve? Hollywood Rules, what's good, baby? Solve looked great on Sunday. It sucked that I wasn't there for Gimp Solve. Gimp One Punch Man. Oh, man. I've watched that segment back for a minute. Damn. That's how you know you got something good. That's how you know you got something good. When you miss a show and you got FOMO. When you miss, oh, yeah. Guess who's there? The alien. And he brings the lovely Olivia. She sounds so nice.
At Hollywood Rules 2673 donated $2 through Super Chat. Empress playing 0 games.
Facts. 0 games at all. Now, listen. I mean, my can of ninjas is outside, right? They bring me all the information on what's going on, but you know you got something special when you miss and you like, damn, man, y'all did that. That's what happened. Like, you ever had a job that you was working at and you know how some people go to work miserable? I don't understand how people do that in this lifetime. I don't understand it. If you don't like your job, I highly encourage this. Quit. Go do something you love. This life is too short not to be in the mix of what you love, right? I love this. I love this. I love every day I get up and I go live. I love this. I do this for that, for the love. You know, I had one dude come at me and hit me with my numbers. He was like, yo, you all out here and you got your 10 million 10 million Freudian slip. It ain't happened yet. It'll be there. You got your 10,000 subs. You get your little 2,000 views or whatever. Have you ever had 2,000 people in one room talking about you? Have you ever had 10,000 people chanting your name? Having 100 people, having one person big you up. Do you know how big that is? Just you playing ball and one person cheer for you? Having one supporter is fantastic. It's insane. So go do what you love and love what you're doing. Because if you don't, why be miserable? Why take your day to misery? Right? Oh, the alien is back. And he's bringing Olivia. Because I loves me some Olivia. She's so nice.
At Legendary Yobi donated $5 through Super Chat. We gotta give respect to 108 Dragons. Lemon showed out on Sunday, man, he was perfect on that episode. Slade and shut it down, oof.
Facts. Oh, he back. He back. He back. Here comes Olivia.
At Mnum FRC donated $2 through Super Chat. No more company pilot. Also, Motor Slice is a good game.
Yo, I downloaded Motor Slice. I'm definitely going to see what's up. I don't know yet. Verdict is out. I'm going to see what's up. Hold on. Let me call my son and tell him to take out Coco. Maybe y'all hear her in the background. Maybe y'all don't. Because Dante? Oh, hold on. Still calling. Because she back here barking.
Hello?
Yeah, do me a favor. Take Coco out because she's whining right now. I think she got to go to the bathroom. All right, thank you. Yo, so I'm just saying that to say this. I'm saying that to say this. That, and listen, 108 Dragons definitely did his thing. That's my brother. That's my block brother. You know, in another life, me and him had a show together. If y'all didn't know, I had set up everything. I had did the promo. I had the logo, Brooklyn and the Bronx links up. It was called the Block Brothers Show. We was going to cover everything in the industry from a hip hop angle. Trust and believe, it would have rang off. I had so many different things for shows. Like, yo, you know how a Drink Champs has you, and I had the promo and everything done with 108. That was on 108. He didn't link up and do what he was supposed to do. That was on him. Okay? Like, I'm an action dude. If I say it, it's action. All right? There's no me. None of that. It's action. right? I'm about that life. I'm about it. So check it. Not saying that he ain't about the life. It was whatever he had going on. He couldn't do whatever he had going on. Whatever. The next thing I had a friend of mine who had a restaurant in City Island. And I said, yo, it was going to be a studio. I was going to set up a studio because he had a side room. And I already knew how big the social media thing, this is before Drink Champs, right? Or before Drink Champs got big, before we even knew about it. But what it was going to be, it was Gamers Eat. And I was going to have Tim Dog. Tim could tell you this. Megatron, shout out to Megatron, was good. Shout out to Tim Dog. It was going to be me, Tim Dog, Megatron. I was going to have one other person. And we was going to be in a restaurant. And we was going to be dining, talking about the industry while in the restaurant. Restaurant was paying for everything. I was getting us a bag. The bag was going to be crazy. And we was going to be able to re-up after 2 to 3 years. The insane thing didn't happen. So again, the king got a boogie. This is before I even had my show. So I'm a cornucopia of what that is, of the vision of whatever the brand needs to be, of where everything needs to go. And I'm going to make moves to get to that space. The living proof is I got a Maestro on throne in my room right now that I helped design. So the wildest thing is always believe in yourself, always bet on yourself. Don't ever sit at a job that you don't love. Go get it. Go make it happen because today is your day. Tomorrow ain't promise. Go make it happen. You know who else is making it happen? Asha Sharma is making it happen. Shout out to her. Shout out to her. I don't know what this boss, this empress, she embodies that name. Shout out to Hollywood Rules for naming her that. That name won from you guys. Shout out to you guys liking the videos too. I see it. I see the analytics. Ever since I said it, y'all been doing it. Shout out to you guys liking the videos and hitting the hype up. But every day, I try to figure out what the video is going to be about. And pretty much, you kind of know how it's going to go when you're looking, getting your news. And I got news sent to me because K&N Ninjas is outside all day. They in the cut. They checking. They seeing. Let me slide that dart to the homie. Yo, let me give that to him. I got to give a shout out to a lot of K&N. Magnum Force, Legendary Yobi, Big Fat Eli. It's tons of you guys that sends me information. And based upon that information, that's how we craft the show. And I'll be having my stuff in tuck too. But at the end of the day, it's a collaborative effort. It's individuals that are out here working. And I appreciate you and I appreciate everything you do. But the same way that I got a team. That's that alien, son. And I like the little alien face I put there, though. I ain't gonna hold you. But he brings Olivia. And that's the best part.
At Adidas20 donated $2 through Super Chat. Salute.
Oh, what's good, Adidas20? Adidas20 is one of the guys that got a statue from me. Isn't that right, Adidas? I think you got Black Panther. Back to Olivia.
At Kenneth Williams 6123 donated $2 through Super Chat. Asha Miss Unpredictable Empress.
Facts. Don't ever think you understand where she going. Crispy Bong, what's good? Don't ever think that you can predict what's happening next. Web Day, what's up? Don't ever think that. I'm trying to figure it out every day, like every day. What's the new wave with her? What is it going to be? It's just so much pain that I can inflict on ponies, right? I don't want it to be a bash pony everyday thing. It's easy to do. It's absolutely easy to do. But at the same time, my only goal is to highlight the Xbox brand. Sometimes you don't need to step on Mr. Big Head over here just to make yourself bigger. Bless. Oh, bless. Bless. Go Olivia. Go Olivia. Go Olivia. Go Olivia. Go Olivia.
At Legendary Yobi donated $5 through Super Chat. Just sent the official link to your DMs about Amazon tried to strong-arm Reggie like what?
Facts. Yeah, that's another thing that I want to talk about because I know, so when I bodyguarded for Reggie Fils-Aimé at the New York City Game Awards, which is kind of crazy within itself, right? It's nuts. Anyway, so I bodyguard for him because I used to have security firm. So anyway, I kind of got a good understanding of his character, who he is as a person and everything from that interaction. So you could say for at least 3 to 4 hours for the evening, I'm Reggie Fils-Aimé's personal bodyguard. You don't get to talk to him unless he say so. I don't care who you are. That's that. That's how that was. Anybody that saw it got a chance to understand exactly who I am when something is there. But understanding who he is, I can honestly see Reggie looking at Amazon in the face and saying, nah, we ain't doing that. I don't care what Jeff Bezos got going on. He's a man of principle. I've always told you that when Reggie left Nintendo, they asked him to do something that he was not going to do. They wanted him to play some type of ball. And this has never came out. And if he ever is on Iron Lord's podcast, you will understand it because those are questions that I will ask, knowing a situation and getting a feel of a situation. You understand? Just the same way that whenever Sarah Vaughan comes on, whenever that happens, even if it's a recorded interview or whatever, I can guarantee you it was a line they wanted to tote or something that they wanted her to be down with, and it was like, hell no. So understanding that part, I absolutely get it. But our day-to-days have definitely changed, and Asha is a huge reason for this. Now, you know something? I got to respect the little handheld that could. I got to respect the digital era in which when you get something, it's not the same thing as the day you got it. See, in this digital era, there's a yin and yang to things. Like these things is, damn, sometimes a device, when it's sold to you, when it's marketed to you, doesn't live up to the absolute expectations upon delivery. But then in this digital era, given time, it's able to exceed it. And I'm going to get into the beating Sony and stepping on them and stuff like that. I'm going to get to that later. But this thing here, and the reason why this matters to me is because I absolutely use the device. I use the device every day. And I love what I receive from it. Now, this is brought to you by Tweaktown and my man Aaron Colts. Auto SR on the ROG Ally X improves performance by about 30%. In several games when upscaling from 720p to 1080p. Yo! Yeah! Here comes Olivia. Here comes Olivia. Here comes Olivia. Here comes Olivia. Yes, it is.
At Legendary Yobi donated $5 through Super Chat. No, King. Not if. When he appears on ILP. It's already written in the multiverse. We will arrive to that timeline, brother. I see you, BRO.
Blessings on God. You know what it is. See, that's another thing. Me and Yobi be sharing different conversations, understanding exactly what alignment means. So that's why I be trying to drop nuggets to you guys to awaken those that are in the chat, to get y'all, let's vibrate a higher. Let's get higher. Pause. Don't be weird with it, guys. But listen, the only reason why I'm bringing this up, and we've talked about this in earnest, but again, it's just to drive the fact home that I've seen this device in action, in dock mode. Like, okay, so again, what they're talking about in dock mode is playing with the power cord put in. Not necessarily playing on your television and doing that stuff, right? It is an absolute complete game changer. Where brute force, the machine was doing things brute force wise, now I get a chance to see it, do it through ingenuity and elegance. It's an absolute difference. Where some places you would hit a bottleneck based upon just the brute force of the situation, you realize now that this thing is far more capable than you were ever led to believe. And it justifies the price point in which it launched. Not saying it justifies the price point in which it received that now. But again, you know how I feel about people that wait, that aren't day ones. People that, I got to take a look, see, I don't know. I know if I want something the moment I see it, if I don't. Right? I do. If I don't want something, I don't have no interest in it later. So, hey, Mr. Queen Alien is back. He brought my girl, Olivia. George Parcells was good.
At George Purcell 5,331 donated £1.99 through Super Chat. Asha ain't playing. Showcase gonna be fire in June.
Facts. I think dudes need to be very fearful of what expectations are going to be and how it's going to be exceeded. Sometimes they be telling you to temper expectations and all this other stuff. And I'm telling you, don't temper your expectations. Be prepared for the unpredictable. Be ready for the wildest thing and just enjoy the ride. Because this is the time in which you get your squad together and you ride out, right? But again, Auto SR, that's Auto Super Resolution, has rolled out to this ROG. And it's a software solution that is available on many different devices, but me using it on my ROG is showing me the power and the foresight in that device, making the device more capable than it was when it launched. And by the end of its life cycle, which I say these handhelds have a 2-year life cycle before you should give a refresh, because it's like a gaming PC where you're changing the video cards and stuff. So a refresh on this device will definitely bring it to some other crazy level at some time. And then we could see other things to it and how to greater innovate on it, because I had the original ROG, right? And the device was good, wasn't great. And this Xbox ROG Ally X is great, not perfect. And I'm just waiting for it to achieve perfection, because I believe perfection is in the cards for this thing. So we got to get to the main event. We got to get to the show. We got to get to what you see. Xbox ditches Copilot. How many of you dudes, and I want by a show of hands, I want the real people to be real, be honest, be real. How many of you thought Asha was Satya's puppet and she was brought here to kill Xbox? How many of you dudes? By a show of hands. Oh, I want to give a shout out to my meal for the evening. My meal for the evening is apple, cranberry, lemon, pomegranate, orange, grapes, and aki. So again, I want to know how many of y'all said, oh, she's here to ushering the death of Xbox to kill the brand at behest of Satya. She's the one that's going to take Xbox into this long, sweet night. Now, I know it's a little bit mocking what I just did to Seamus Blackley, the father of Xbox. But she had a conversation with him, and his tone is different. His language is different. Don't you notice, like, every time she talks to somebody, their language is different? Their conversation is different? The verbiage is different. We sat there, and I had people that hit me in the DMs, was like, yo, give her a shot, though. Check her out, though. She might surprise you. Stay focused. And I'm like, all right. See, what I won't do is I won't indict somebody based upon my prejudice for another person, right? And I just had to witness and see. Did I feel that the last regime probably got a raw deal? And how else do you do it? In this cold world of business, how else do you do it? You do it how it's done. That's it. It's the fact that Phil Dominus Maximus Aurelius Spencer, first of his name, is beyond reproach. And they couldn't dirty his name like that. So I understand how things had to go. But placing Asha in this space, we didn't know what she was. We didn't know what type of quantity that she would bring to this space. Because let's be real. A lot of us diehard Xbox dudes that were sitting here waiting, y'all wanted change, and y'all wanted change in such an aggressive fashion. Y'all wanted change in a way that was sweeping, that was direct, that didn't miss when it shot. You wanted a level of force that equaled your passion. Your passion for the brand demanded that you had somebody that was as vocal and as passionate about the brand as you are. So there stands to reason when you saw her, you didn't know, because she was an unknown quantity, how to quantify what she brought to the table. Was she going to be weak? Was she going to be a yes man for Satya? Was she as an extension of Satya's and Amy Hood programming? Because of her time with Microsoft AI, was she indoctrinated to the whole AI program? When we seen Copilot being rolled out or being planned to be rolled out, because I did a whole video about it for Xbox and the next Xbox console, when understanding that that was supposed to be the Trojan horse for Satya going forward, the Xbox platform, in getting AI-driven algorithms all around the household. When you see Microsoft taking Copilot and stuffing it, inside Windows 11 and Windows 365, at the detriment of that service, that individuals saying, I don't want this. I told you I didn't care for Copilot answering, asking me anything. I don't care for that. There's a feature like that on your PlayStation where you can pull up little tiles and try to figure out how to pass to something. I don't care for that hand-holding. I come from figure it out. I come from the Rubik's Cube. You understand? I come from learning, getting better, perfecting, and winning. That's what gaming is about. That's what you learn, the patterns of the boss, and you try to figure it out. Asha's learning the patterns of the boss. I told you yesterday, there's no greater time than Asha to strike now. I told you Satya and Amy Hood is at their weakest, and they're desperate in order for a win. She needs to act fast. She needs to act swiftly. And she needs to have a team that is rolling with her, getting to where she needs to be. She needs to solidify her footprint in the annals of Xbox history. Now, Xbox has had CEOs throughout the years. And those CEOs throughout the years have either been good or bad. There's some that you remember vividly, like Peter Moore. And then there's some that are notorious, like Don Matrix. There's some that are revered, like Phil Dominus Maximus Aurelius Spencer. But for others, some didn't like Phil. Asha, right now, Xbox is to retire features that don't align with the future plans, starting with Copilot. Now, this is where I say this is 100% her. This is brought to you by Frazier Gilbert. My man, shout out to you, bro. I know he loves his job. From pure Xbox, I know he does. Because he makes sure that his articles are done on time and out the door immediately. I hope they're giving you every last dollar that you deserve. We will stop development of Copilot on console. We're not putting our efforts in that area. I want y'all to realize when she's doing this. Remember, the 6th, which is tomorrow, this is ahead of the Project Helix talk, where we gain more knowledge about the team assembled around Project Helix, the software and development tools that will be available for developers, the vision for the brand and the platform going forward. All the news we get is strategic, is coordinated, and is mapped out in such a way that we haven't seen Xbox balling on all cylinders like this in a long time. There's always been a rake for them to step on. There's always been some bad news around the corner to give you 1 step forward and 3 steps back. Those days are starting to become a distant memory. Because where a potential rake was looking at us in the face with that Copilot, it has been eliminated. So you won't have a series console that you're the testing bed for Copilot. It's not there. Get good. Damn. Right? That's a big, we're not chasing the casual. My fear was Xbox was heading down, we got to chase the casual. Copilot doesn't speak to a lot of these guys in this chat. Copilot doesn't speak to a lot of you dudes here. A lot of you dudes here don't give a damn about that feature. Like, what does that feature mean to you? How does Copilot help your graphics? How does Copilot help your environment? How does Copilot help the geometric engine and what you're able to do, whatever? How does it help you as a gamer? Oh, it helps the lame gamer, the one that has TikTok brain, that can't play Super Mario Brothers, that doesn't like to discover, that doesn't like the wonderment, that needs to be shown things. That's who it helps. It's not for you guys. Y'all are already involved and entrenched in video games, and y'all have been that way for years. Even if it's your first console, you got to think about it this way. Xbox has always been a challenger brand. Even if this is your first console and you picked Xbox, inside you, when you picked Xbox, you picked a brand that was really made for the hardcore. You can't sit there and tell me that PlayStation isn't a casual machine. When 25 million of those machines wasn't turned on, when 80 million of those machines are out in the wild, and they can only sell maybe 5 million or 6 million of a game, that's the hardcore base. Xbox is closer to their hardcore base. So buying a challenger brand told you exactly who you were when you chose. Sticking with a challenger brand let you know exactly what you was made of. Fighting for your challenger brand showed that you was made for it. And coming to Xbox Frontline News, you already know who the hell you are. I'm not for everybody. I'm for you. She's for us. The more I'm watching it, the more I'm seeing it. It could be self-motivation, but wanting to be great ain't a bad thing. Wanting to be the best isn't the worst quality that you can have. There's people in the history books that saw the competition and just didn't want to fit in. They wanted to be greater than. They studied the best. Michael Jordan studied Dr. J. He watched Larry Bird. He balled against Magic Johnson. Mike Tyson watched Jack Johnson. He watched Dempsey. He watched these other fighters. A student of the game like Floyd. Tiger Woods watched Jack Nicholson. Greats see greatness and want to be greater. Not fit in. Not just happy to be here. I don't think she's just happy to be here. Her moves doesn't indicate a situation where it's just that. Xbox needs to move faster, and this is her words. Xbox needs to move faster, deepen our connection with the community. Aha. If y'all been seeing more t-shirts, more hats, more stuff is popping up with people that are pillars in the community. Where the hell am my stuff at? Anyway, and address friction for both players and developers. That's huge. You don't remember they were saying that certain developers was having that friction point in getting their games published and out the door on Xbox, and some felt that it just wasn't worth the squeeze. Well, I can tell you that some of the Japanese developers said the devices weren't there and marketing to it didn't give back a return on investment. And realizing that there is a friction point between the players and the developers. Understanding that is the same outcry. Remove the friction, remove the barriers, remove what's hampering the growth. Today, we promoted leaders who help build Xbox while also bringing in new voices to help push us forward. See, you can't keep taking the people within that has been there and leveling them up and expecting change. There needs to be different voices in order for different things to happen. You need to be in a room with individuals that have bright new ideas that are bold enough to say, that ain't it, to your damn face. To let you know that, nah, B, y'all really ain't doing what y'all think y'all doing. How many times have you heard me say that Xbox been dancing to their own music? If you don't go out to the club, you don't know how good of a dancer you are until you're around other dancers. You see, Michael Jackson studied James Brown, studied Elvis, studied Fred Astaire. He took his studying to Studio 54 in New York City, where the real dancers was. Mike's was in that club. Rock with you all night. Getting his shit on. You understand? He wouldn't know how great he is unless he was up against the very best in order to become the very best. And he had people around him who was the very best to tell him that ain't it. How about we rework this? And was always willing to listen to criticism. Always willing to see it from a different angle. We're just seeing the infancy of this stuff starting. But so far, If you can knock my percentage down, if I can stop predicting every move that you make, I'm down to like 40% right now. Mr. 98% is cooked. Cooked. Because you became unpredictable. You became the wild card. This balance is important as we get the business back on track. On God and them. Hallelujah, holla back. Get the business back on track. She's acknowledging that we was off course. We weren't hitting. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Alien. Go, Olivia. Go, Olivia. It's your birthday. Go, Olivia.
At Apollo Cooper 273 donated $5 through Super Chat. She is Asha Atreides. The way it's looking, PlayStation will be left completely out of the equation next generation. They can't move the needle. No PS6.
Hashtag no PlayStation 6. You know what it is. I'm going to run it up on these bums. I'm going to keep the boot on Kong's neck this whole generation. It's looking like they released the beast. It looks like she's going to be the one to do the dirty work. She going to get you up out of here. As part of this shift, you'll start to see us begin to retire features that didn't align with where we were headed. Bro, if it don't work for us, it's out of here. Auf Wiedersehen. Get it gone. How does it help the game? I can see it smacking the table. How does it help the gamer? How does it help the gamer? You know what a great game is? Pragmata. You know what my game of the year is so far? Pragmata. And ain't no Copilot helping that do anything. Game of the year ain't predicated on how Copilot done helped you do something. Who cares about that, B, for real? Who did? Not one of you dudes was happy for that. Not one of you dudes. We will begin winding down Copilot on mobile and will stop development of Copilot on console. Good. Get rid of it. That's what's necessary. That's what's necessary. As gamers, we are simple folk. We want great games, and we want them now. We want the best in performance, and we want them now. We want to lead in every category, and we want it now. There's nothing more that you can ask for. I don't ever go and buy a device for it to come in third place. I want for every waking moment that device is in production, that device is on store shelves, that device is being developed for. I want it to be fighting to win every day. And even after it win, I want it to continuing to keep the competition on its knees at all times. A lot of Xbox fans champion the 360 era, with hating the Xbox One era for the narrative switch. You see, the first time, Xbox, the original, the OG, it was okay to be the little goofy deer, didn't get your legs. Then when 360 hit, you was on board. You was, But then you got to Xbox One, it was like, damn, homie. In high school, you was the man, homie. The F happened to you. Had to get right. Xbox just wasn't they self. Had to fix right. And it's a lot of shakeups. A lot of the times that comes with promotions, demotions, and ejections. Sometimes people aren't happy with their job. I don't want you here if you don't care. If you got a worker that's in your environment that doesn't care about being in that environment, they will always give you half-ass work for full pay. Remove them. New Xbox boss continues the big shakeup with leadership changes. We need to evolve how we work because how we work was not working. Thank God somebody came in and said, we got the biggest parent company in the world. How come we ain't the biggest gaming developer? We ain't the largest platform. We don't have the greatest. How come? Somebody in a part of leadership asked the question, why aren't we greater? Why? What the hell does that big head dude over there do better than us? Why is he better? Is he better? What is he controlling? Perception. All right, so he's controlling perception. How? The masses. I need to take over the masses. I need to take away his biggest asset, them loudmouth ponies. Those dudes can't say a goddamn word right now. What can they say? I don't even see them no more. Dudes used to send me people making videos of me every week. I'm giving you content. Why ain't you making videos? Make them. Ain't funny now that the rabbit got the gun. Oh, man. The fun has just begun. Asha Sharma is bringing in new leaders and consumers and the technical expertise we did not have. Elevating several longtime Xbox employees into new roles, bringing in a number of new faces from outside gaming, including several significant experience in AI development and implementation. Understand that at the same time, she kills Copilot. You know how a strategist works? A lot of her Microsoft AI comrades will be making the jump over to Xbox. How do you kill the narrative of this is going to be a AI-driven box if you're bringing in a lot of people from Microsoft AI that you worked with? I tell you, kill the most controversial AI-driven software in that box now. Do you see how you disarm the idiot? You see how you disarm him? You see, because had she not killed Copilot and brought in these individuals, because I'm going to go down the line, the whole narrative would be, oh, she's going to kill Xbox and she's going to make it AI. Shut your mouth. Now, per memo written by Sharma circulated internally, first reported on CNBC and viewed by Kotaku. Sharma is bringing in new leaders, and this is the reason why I went to their site. They're notoriously biased for PlayStation. They have to report on the facts. Bringing in new leaders and consumer and technical expertise we did not know. We have those leaders include the following. Jared Palmer, formerly VP of Product at Core AI, where he worked under Sharma, doing her term as president of the division. Prior to that, Palmer was SVP of GitHub and VP of AI and Cloud Application Company Versal. Palmer will join Xbox technical staff working on product engineering, developing tools, and infrastructure. What's the biggest problem that they said that they had? The pipeline, the friction, right? The development tools. Why the PlayStation 4 to the PlayStation 5 was so seamless in getting the games up and running and ready for the next generation? Because they leveraged the PlayStation 4's tool set and upgraded the tool set and making it an easier transition from one tool set to the next. How many times did we hear the development tools on the Xbox was immature and wasn't ready? You had the same amount of time to get your stuff out the door. How come you wasn't ready for task? How come Capcom's framework had to miss games on the Xbox Series consoles based upon the friction in between the Xbox One to get all the information about Helix tomorrow? Tim Allen, another core AI and GitHub veteran. Allen was VP of Design and SVP and Design Research, respectively, and also previously served as VP of Design and Research in Instacart, where Sharma was previously COO and VP of Design of Airbnb. Allen will now reportedly lead design at Xbox. That next Xbox design is going to be sick. Understanding your need and placing people in that to succeed is absolutely necessary. Michael Jordan could have been the greatest of all time regardless to what. Would he have won what he won, and would he have done what he have done without Scottie Pippen? Without B.J. Armstrong? Without Dennis Rodman? Without building a core team around a superstar in order to succeed? He would have been continuing to get knocked out of the playoffs every year by the Detroit Pistons. Who's to say one of these two isn't her Scottie Pippen? Keep thinking. Jonathan McKay. Jonathan McKay spent 9 years at Meta, where Sharma worked for 4 years as VP of Product and Engineering, beginning as a software engineer and rising to a senior director of product by the time he departed. He worked for a year at OpenAI on growth and revenue for ChatGPT before becoming head of growth at Microsoft Core AI last year. McKay will serve as head of growth at Xbox. If you're seeing where these individuals are, they have excelled at every junction point of their ascent in their chosen fields. Evan Cheeky. Cheeky worked with Microsoft for over 8 years, starting as a group product manager and working his way to general manager and transforming Core AI. Cheeky will run a team of forward deployed engineers that will look to simplify development and repetitive work. Remember when I was telling you about the development tools? Cheeky's going to be in charge of figuring that aspect out. We're going to have a lot of information tomorrow. I'm so excited for the 6th God. And David Scarlos. Scarlos is a longtime veteran at Instacart, where he has been for over 11 years, starting as a general manager, culminating in his recent role as senior director of product growth. He will be Xbox's new head of subscription and cloud. In addition, Sharma is elevating also a handful of longtime Xbox veterans to new position in her organization, starting off with the wizard. I salute you, sir, Jason Ronald, a friend of mine. Jason Ronald is a longtime veteran of both Xbox and Microsoft, beginning as a senior lead product program manager for Microsoft Game Studios back in 2006, and most recently VP of Xbox gaming devices and ecosystems. He's being promoted to accountable for Project Helix and our platform. He's going to oversee it all. I can't be happier for my friend. I cannot. Because at the end of the day, I know somebody that has a good heart. I know somebody who puts the product first. I know an individual that cares about Xbox, and he's in a position of leadership and his voice is being heard. This is a great thing. And we can go down the rest of the stuff. But again, if y'all want to get the read, I suggest you go over to Kotaku, because they have to report the news. And if there ain't no rakes to step on, well, what else they're going to say? Now, this is something that I wanted to talk about. This is something that I need to talk about. If anybody who's following me on Twitter today, y'all saw a whole bunch of goofies over on eBay purchasing Steam controllers at $250. Let that sink in. Let it sink in. Hold on. $250. Let it sink in. The device itself sells for $100. I thought it was going to be a premium device. I thought that device, the controller, was going to come in at $200. I thought it was going to be a premium device. I thought it was going to be like my Xbox Elite or that PlayStation Elite controller, that whatever they call it, like the extra, whatever the hell it is, that modular controller. I thought it was even going to be like HyperX Thailand, that controller that I just got a chance to play and use. But that controller is $100. So I actually thought for a second that this controller was going to be it. So seeing people pay $250 for controller was wild to me, especially with no box. Pause. Especially without that. And my tweet told you I will get that controller when I get the console. Whenever Valve decides to bring out the console. You know what I think? I think Valve really realizes there's really no need for that box. And they're just a storefront to sell whatever they choose to sell. I don't think they really have a thought in selling a lot, but they do believe that they can sell a bunch of controllers. And I think they realize that. I think that's why it was prioritized ahead of the Steam machine. Because when in a history of a game console, and make no mistake, it's a console. Oh, yeah. Get it. Here comes Olivia. Here comes Olivia. Here comes Olivia. Watch her go.
At Apollo Cooper 273 donated $5 through Super Chat. Ponies, you may be eligible for a piece of a $7.85 million settlement payout. Your master got caught moving wild. Get your money. Shut your mouth.
Yesterday I was going off on him. If you watched the last portion of the show, I went off on him. All right, so the Steam price leak is good news for Xbox Project Helix. You notice how every time they talk about this device, notice this is how boxers do nowadays and how some of them was doing when it came to Floyd. They will mention a greater boxer. They will mention Floyd's name. This machine is always trying to be mentioned next to Project Helix. That machine can't hold a candle to it. Like the Steam Deck can't hold a candle to the Xbox ROG Ally X. This machine can't hold a candle to the Project Helix. Not even in the same stratosphere. But I think Valve understands exactly their position. See, the best thing in the world is to know who you are and know your limitations. Respect your limitations and work inside your limitations. Highlight your assets in order to make sure that you maximize your efforts. Be the best at who you are and not who they are. He is who I thought he was. Just a controller. Just an interface to access a store. A storefront where everybody goes and plays their games. Your entry point to others' greatness. You are not great on your own. There's nothing great about you. You're an over-glorified middleman. You're the best middleman in the business. And there's nothing wrong with that. Know your place. Because you putting out this controller first allows me to know who you are. You was never anything but a glorified doorman. You hold the door. Excuse me. Thanks. I appreciate you. And since you the best doorman in the building, people respect you. And we respect you. But understand, when Project Helix does show up, pardon my back, Jack, it's just going to be just like the Steam Deck. We don't care. Xbox ROG Ally X is here. Thank you, son. We appreciate you. Now, you will never see PlayStation sell controllers before they sell a machine, because the machine is the value. You will never see Xbox sell a controller before the machine. Blessings. Get him, Olivia. Get him, girl. Get him, Olivia. Watch her twirl.
At Project Aries donated $2 through Super Chat. I want that box, King. Pause.
Facts. You want to throw that box up under your television and have fun with it. Cool. Now, my man Moore's Law is dead, and this is brought to you by Sam Crawley over at the Gaming Bible. Moore's Law is dead said, pretty much that he does a reasonable take on what the supposed price would be for this machine, and he says it will cost around $600 to $650. Y'all can go and y'all can get the read on over there if you choose. $600, $650. That's what my initial thoughts was with the device. Put pressure on Nintendo. Put pressure on PlayStation. There's no pressure on Xbox. Because if you're gearing up for your next console, which that has been announced, unlike the PlayStation, hashtag no PlayStation 6, you know what it is. On the 8th, we will find out your fate, bucko. You see, the conversation will always switch to Xbox. Xbox has the games, Xbox has the services, and Xbox is developing the hardware. The current question is, what do you do with this holiday season when it comes to Grand Theft Auto 6? You know what the biggest problem and the biggest deficit that machine is going to encounter? Because you got to find out if it's going to have product placement inside stores. If it doesn't, and it's just like the Steam Deck, well, then it's going to be limiting its reach based upon conversations that is necessary, and it's not going to sell. It's going to sell just like the last console, and it's going to be DOA. That's one. Two, its biggest detriment, some of the largest games missed the platform in the beginning, i.e. Grand Theft Auto 6. With the industry forcing Strauss-Zelnick to put an $80 price tag on the base game to force the industry forward to a higher price base, with missing the Steam machine and PC in its entirety, where that machine, the Steam machine, doesn't have a console aspect to fall back on, it's worse than a one-trick pony. It's a glorified doorstop. You hold the door open for everybody else to get in. So knowing that your greatest asset was your controller, you did smart, Gabe. You put the controller out first. How the biggest story is dudes are scalping your controller, which you just recently got back in stock. You're going to be the first console in the history of gaming to sell more controllers than consoles in the beginning. Usually you get an extra controller with the console, right? You get the console, you get the extra controller. Is this putting the cart before the horse, or does the horse not matter and the cart is self-driven? You just made your console irrelevant. And the market in which you really are aiming for is the PC guy. That one is the one that matters, not the living room. So again, I respect it. You know who you are. I know who you are. Speaking about it, and it's great news. It's great news for us, and it's great news for them. That controller does not interest me at all if it doesn't come with that machine. And when I get it, you know it's a machine going to be attached to it. Now, I'm a tech dude. I'm going to have it because I need to have everything. Everything, everything. That's it. So I can tell you if it ain't worth shit. Everything. But this is Xbox Frontline News with your boy, the King. And if one thing I can tell you is I can tell you that Game Pass is great with a whole bunch of new games in there. Damn it, bro. Let me catch up. It's like I'm jogging with Captain America around that goddamn pond. On your left. That's every time I turn around. Asha's running past me. On your left. I'm like, damn, bro. But I want you to do what I'm about to do. What you should be doing is I want you to go where game is game and win is win. And I want you to try to play the Game Pass. But before you do that, I told you I'm the best at this when it comes to that intros. Listen to the lyrics, bro. Ain't nothing better.
What's a man or a king? What's it a saying? Advancing the line, advancing the payment. You front the game, but shoot what said as you claim it. It's that Xbox. Spin the block, his legs slide. Fast talking, no wriggling. Moonwalking, selling moon rock just to make dividends. You in traffic with family? That much making a portrait. Gun kick back, not grannies from porches. David on the scene, you know that it's scorching. What's a man or a king? What's it a saying? Advancing the line, advancing the payment. You front the game, but shoot what said as you claim it.
You already know the time, told my boys to hold the line. We gon' shoot it out in seconds, leave you posted like a vine. Bow your head down to the king, leave your roses at the shrine. We stay ready for the war, just need the king to drop the sign. Say what you running from, what you running from. I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? Say what you running from, what you running from. I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? This what you wanted. This what you wanted, huh?